What's up, guys? Mr. Alpha here. Welcome back to the channel where we transform ordinary mindsets into extraordinary wealth. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because today I'm sharing something huge, the number one secret to manifesting wealth in 2025 that nobody is talking about. Before we dive in, I need to be real with you. I've studied wealth creation for over 10 years. I've tried everything: investment strategies, side hustles, real estate, crypto, you name it. But what I'm about to share today is the foundation that makes all of those things work, or fail. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract money effortlessly while others struggle no matter how hard they work? The answer isn't what you think. Listen closely, because this isn't what the financial gurus are teaching. This isn't about a specific investment strategy or some get-rich-quick scheme. This is deeper. This is about rewiring your subconscious relationship with wealth at the quantum level. The number one secret to manifesting wealth in 2025 is what I call synchronized identity alignment. Let me break this down for you. Most people focus on actions, what to do to get rich. But here's the truth: your actions will always be limited by who you believe you are. Your identity determines your results, not your actions. Think about it. How many times have you started something with enthusiasm, only to find yourself sabotaging your progress weeks later? That's because your actions were in conflict with your subconscious identity. Your brain has a financial thermostat. If you're programmed to be worth $50,000 a year, and suddenly you make $100,000, your subconscious will find ways to get rid of that money to return you to your comfort zone. This is why lottery winners go broke and why 78% of professional athletes are bankrupt within 3 years of retirement. Let me share a quick story. 3 years ago, I was $67,000 in debt. I was working 70-hour weeks trying every wealth strategy I could find. Nothing worked. Why? Because deep down, I still identified as someone who struggled with money. My actions and my identity weren't synchronized. Everything changed when I discovered synchronized identity alignment. Instead of focusing on what I needed to do to get rich, I focused on becoming the person who was already wealthy. I didn't just want wealth, I became wealth. Now, here's how you can apply synchronized identity alignment in your life. Step 1. Identity excavation. You need to uncover your current wealth identity. What beliefs about money were programmed into you as a child? Did you hear phrases like "money doesn't grow on trees" or "rich people are greedy"? These beliefs formed your financial DNA. Take out your phone right now and record yourself answering this question: what did my parents teach me about money? Be brutally honest. The patterns will shock you. Most people discover they're operating with a scarcity mindset that's been passed down for generations. This is your financial inheritance, but it doesn't have to be your financial legacy. Step 2. Identity design. Now you need to deliberately craft your new wealth identity. This isn't about affirmations or vision boards. Those tools have their place, but they're superficial compared to what we're doing here. You need to create a detailed identity blueprint of the wealthy version of yourself. How does that person think? What decisions do they make daily? How do they speak about money? What's their morning routine? Who do they surround themselves with? Write out this identity blueprint in excruciating detail. This isn't who you want to be someday, this is who you're choosing to be starting right now. Step 3. Neural pattern disruption. This is where most people fail. They try to adopt a new identity while still living in the environment that reinforces their old one. You need to disrupt your neural patterns through what I call identity immersion. This means changing your environment to support your new identity. The wealthy version of you consumes different content, has different conversations, and spends time in different places. Start acting as if you already embody your wealth identity. Read what wealthy people read. Learn their vocabulary. Study how they make decisions. If possible, find environments where your desired identity is the norm, not the exception. If you can't physically be in those environments yet, create them virtually. Join mastermind groups. Find mentors. Listen to podcasts that align with your new identity. Step 4, Quantum Commitment. Here's where it gets real. You need to make a quantum commitment to your new identity. A quantum commitment is an irreversible decision that forces you to become your new identity. Most people try to ease into change. That doesn't work. You need to burn the boats. Make a decision or investment that gives you no choice but to become your new wealth identity. For me, this meant investing in a high-level mastermind that cost more than I had available. I had to become the person who could generate that return. There was no going back. What quantum commitment can you make today that will force you to step into your wealth identity? Maybe it's starting that business you've been thinking about. Maybe it's making an investment that stretches you. Whatever it is, it should make you uncomfortable. Comfort is the enemy of wealth. Step 5, Identity-based decision making. Now you need to make all your decisions from your new identity, not your circumstances. This is crucial. Most people make decisions based on their current reality. That keeps them trapped. Wealthy people make decisions based on their identity and vision, even when their current reality doesn't support those decisions. Before making any decision, ask yourself, what would the wealthy version of me do in this situation? Then do that, even if it's uncomfortable. This applies to everything from how you spend your morning to how you invest your money. Your circumstances will scream at you to maintain the status quo. Your identity must speak louder. Here's where this gets controversial. Conventional wisdom says to set realistic goals based on your current situation. I'm telling you to reject that completely. Your current situation is a result of your old identity. Setting goals based on that ensures you remain stuck. Instead, set identity-based goals. What would the wealthy version of you accomplish in the next 90 days? That's your new standard. Will this feel like you're living a lie at first? Absolutely. Your brain will tell you you're being delusional. But here's the psychological truth, your brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined identity and reality for long. Eventually, it accepts your new identity as truth and works to create evidence supporting it. This isn't just some philosophical idea. This is how your brain actually works. Neuroplasticity allows your brain to physically rewire itself based on consistent thoughts and behaviors. When you commit to a new identity, your brain literally changes to support it. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking, this sounds like fake it till you make it. It's not. Faking means pretending externally while still holding your old identity internally. What I'm talking about is a fundamental internal shift that naturally changes your external behaviors. You're not pretending to be wealthy, you're deciding to be wealthy and allowing your actions to flow from that decision. To accelerate this process, you need to create evidence of your new identity daily. I call these identity anchors. These are small wins that reinforce your wealth identity. For example, if the wealthy version of you is disciplined with money, an identity anchor might be tracking every dollar you spend for a week. If the wealthy version of you is well networked, an identity anchor might be reaching out to one successful person every day. These small actions aren't about the results they produce, they're about reinforcing who you're becoming. Over time, they compound into massive change. Let me share another personal example. When I was shifting my identity, I started making my bed every morning with military precision. Did this directly make me money? No. But it anchored my new identity as someone who maintains high standards in everything. That standard eventually extended to my business, my investments, and my net worth. Now, what if you slip up? What if you make decisions from your old identity? This is where most people give up. They take inconsistency as evidence that they're frauds. The truth is that identity transformation isn't linear. You won't be 100% consistent, especially at first. The key is to recognize when you're operating from your old identity, correct course without judgment, and immediately make a decision from your new identity. This is a practice, not a perfect performance. The goal isn't to never slip, it's to recover faster each time you do. There's another powerful element to synchronized identity alignment: your environment. Your physical space reflects and reinforces your identity. If you're serious about wealth, your environment should reflect abundance, not scarcity. This doesn't mean buying luxury items you can't afford. That's actually scarcity behavior disguised as abundance. It means creating an environment of quality, order, and intention. Start with your workspace. Is it chaotic or organized? Is it inspiring or depressing? The wealthy version of you operates from a space that energizes and empowers. Next, look at your digital environment. What content are you consuming? Who are you following on social media? Your mind is being programmed every day by the content you consume. Make sure it aligns with your wealth identity. Finally, audit your social environment. The 5 people you spend the most time with shape your identity more than you realize. Are they aligned with where you're going, or are they anchoring you to where you've been? I'm not saying to abandon old friends, but you need to intentionally expand your social circle to include people who embody your desired identity. Remember, wealth is contagious. So is poverty. Choose your influences carefully. Now, I need to address something important. Synchronized identity alignment is not about becoming someone you're not. It's about becoming the fullest, wealthiest version of who you already are. Your unique gifts, passions, and purposes are essential to your wealth identity. Generic wealth isn't sustainable. You need to define wealth on your own terms and align your identity with that definition. For some of you, wealth means having multiple streams of passive income. For others, it means building a business empire. For others still, it means having the freedom to travel the world while working remotely. There's no single definition of wealth, but there is a single process for manifesting it: aligning your identity with your vision. Here's another crucial point: your wealth identity must include giving back. The wealthiest people I know are also the most generous. They don't give because they're wealthy because they give. When you make contribution part of your wealth identity, you tap into a powerful universal principle: the more value you create for others, the more abundance flows back to you. This isn't some mystical concept. It's practical business truth. The marketplace rewards those who solve problems and create value. When giving becomes part of your identity, you naturally seek ways to serve at higher levels. I challenge you to define how the wealthy version of you contributes to others. How do you give back? How do you create value? How does your wealth benefit your family, community, and the world? As we approach 2025, there's another element of synchronized identity alignment that's becoming increasingly important: digital identity alignment. Your online presence is now an extension of your identity. How you show up digitally affects how you perceive yourself and how others perceive you. The wealthy version of you has a digital presence that reflects your value. This doesn't mean being flashy or pretentious online. It means being intentional about how you present yourself and your ideas. If you're serious about manifesting wealth in 2025, audit your digital presence. Does it align with your wealth identity? If a potential investor, partner, or client searched for you online, would they find someone they want to do business with? Your digital footprint is either an asset or a liability. Make it an asset that reinforces your wealth identity. Now, let's talk about implementation. Knowledge without action is worthless. Here's what I want you to do immediately after watching this video. First, schedule 30 minutes of uninterrupted time to write out your current wealth identity. What beliefs about money are running your life right now? Second, design your new wealth identity in writing. Be specific. How does this person think, speak, and act? What do they value? How do they start their day? How do they handle challenges? Third, identify one environment that needs to change to support your new identity. Maybe it's your workspace, your morning routine, or the content you consume. Make that change today. Fourth, decide on your quantum commitment. What irreversible decision will cement your new identity? Schedule when you'll make this commitment. Finally, create 3 identity anchors, small daily actions that reinforce who you're becoming. Start these tomorrow morning. Here's my promise to you: if you fully implement synchronized identity alignment, your relationship with wealth will fundamentally change within 90 days. Money will start to flow to you in unexpected ways. Opportunities that were invisible before will suddenly appear everywhere. This isn't magic. It's psychology, neuroscience, and quantum physics working together to manifest your wealth identity in the physical world. The reason most people never discover the secret is that they're looking outside themselves for wealth. They're chasing strategies, investments, and business models without addressing the foundation, who they believe they are in relation to money. Change your identity, and everything else changes. That's the secret no one is talking about in 2025. Before I wrap up, let me address the skeptics. Some of you are thinking this sounds too simple or too good to be true. You're looking for complex strategies and tactics. I get it. I was there once too. But ask yourself this: if complex strategies were the answer, wouldn't more people be wealthy? The truth is that simplicity on the other side of complexity is where true power lies. Synchronized identity alignment is simple, but it's not easy. It requires you to confront limiting beliefs you've held your entire life. It demands that you step into discomfort daily. It forces you to take responsibility for your financial reality at a level most people never will. But for those who embrace this path, the rewards are beyond what most can imagine. Not just financial wealth, but the wealth of becoming who you were meant to be. If this resonates with you, and you're ready to go deeper with synchronized identity alignment, I've created a free PDF guide with the 21-day identity transformation protocol. The link is in the description below. Download it now and start your journey today. Also, drop a comment below with one action you're taking to align your identity with wealth. I read every comment and respond to as many as I can. If you found value in this video, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Remember, true wealth is meant to be shared. This is Mr. Alpha, reminding you that your wealth isn't something you create, it's someone you become. See you in the next video.